Our next developer will be LeadingAI. Jacky Chen, originally from Canada, now living in Pasadena, California. Master Cloud Architect at Oracle, the champion of the Americas Regional Qualifier, and set the world virtual record on that track with a 7.525 second lap. The only developer on that track in the history of our virtual competitions using that track layout to go under 8 seconds. He's on the track now.
Yeah, that's very impressive. That's an extremely fast time. And it seems right now we're having a little bit of a vehicle problem right now. We might want to stop that vehicle.
Yeah, it looks that way. So that will be rectified by the pit crew, and we'll get Jacky LeadingAI back out on the track shortly. This is not just a one-hit wonder, though. We talk about the success racing virtually. This also is the champion of the Toronto Summit earlier this year. So this is someone who has had success racing both virtually and physically, which, as we've touched on, having the experience in both is so important.
It's very important in understanding how your model will perform in both. Whether you're racing in the virtual league or in the physical domain is important. Making those adjustments, taking notes and understanding how it's reacting. Is the light great? Is the shadows? A lot of different variables come into play when you're racing in the physical track.
That's very true, and you need a model that can block some of that stuff out, stuff it's never seen before in any of its training, because there aren't shadows in the virtual world. There aren't people standing trackside. There aren't little creases in the carpet or what have you. So these are variables that a model has to be prepared for, even though it's never encountered them before.
Yeah, and it's just, you can iterate a lot faster in that digital space in order to train that model. But again, that difference, knowing that difference in the physical space is very helpful. So it's great to know which track you're going to be racing on ahead of time.
So back to the LeadingAI story. This developer qualified for 2 monthly pro finales this year in a pro division of the virtual league that saw nearly 200 submissions towards the end of the year. So someone to get inside the top 16 there, we're talking about the top 10% effectively of those that had qualified to be in the pro ranks. And Jacky also spends time as a coach training high school and college students how to learn AI, and also through that teaching leadership. So very involved in an educational capacity as well.
Yeah, so it's not only just a racing vehicle, it's a learning vehicle.
100%.
100%.
I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I don't know if, and maybe you can correct me here, but I'm not sure that anyone totally envisioned this as the ultimate outcome when DeepRacer was unveiled. It seems to be that it's had a lifespan beyond what anybody ever envisioned, and part of that is because it's fun, but also because you do get that ability to use this as a learning tool.
Yeah, back in 2017 and 2018, a lot of customers out there really, expressed their excitement over being able to touch a physical device when it comes to machine learning and artificial intelligence. And so the natural evolution of this vehicle has really sparked a lot more excitement. And it looks like the action's back underway here on the track.
Yeah, that's great to see. So LeadingAI is on the track now. And we'll keep a close eye on how this developer does here. First lap, a 17.684 from LeadingAI. Let's see where that would put him, and that would be good enough to make it inside the top 8. So that means that Jaffe has been bumped from the field. Our first ever professional DeepRacer has unfortunately been eliminated, but that also means that LeadingAI immediately slots in on that bubble, because there's nobody in between. So LeadingAI now would be the slowest of the 8 that provisionally would be in the field looking ahead to the round of 8.
Yeah, you are on the bubble there. It doesn't mean you're safe, but it is a very anxious position to be in.
Definitely so. While we keep an eye on LeadingAI, it's my pleasure to bring in one of our top competitors, one of our youngest competitors as well, who is in this field. Nathan Liang, pleasure to welcome you into the broadcast. I believe, 7th fastest yesterday in the round of 50 over at the MGM. You turned in a lap of 16.406. That's really good, but we've seen some very fast laps here today. What do you make of what we've seen, Nathan?
Yeah, definitely really stiff competition. during the practice round, I actually got a faster lap. It was like 15.25 seconds, but I didn't have the same success during the actual top 32 or top 30 round. So I'm hoping to see some improvement from that.
Yeah, I hope so for your sake as well, and you're going to need to, it looks like, based on that 16 seconds, high 16, that would put you in as it stands, but as you know, there are a lot of really talented developers that are still to go.
Yeah, I think there's like at least like 15 or something. So I'll see what I can try. I have a few different models that I trained just last night. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to test during today's practice run this morning, but I'm hoping to try out some different models during my run.
You are planning on using multiple in your 3 minutes. How nerve-wracking is it, though, to try something that you've only seen run virtually?
Yeah, it's a very big risk that I have to take. My plan is to run a model that I know works,
Okay.
Which I used during the practice round and during the top 30 round. And then if I get a good lap, I'll switch out to something that I hope will do a bit better, but I have no idea, so just try something safe first.
This is your second DeepRacer Championships. You qualified last year as well, but this means it's your first time racing in the championships in person. What has the experience been like being here at reInvent and sharing the track with so many of your fellow competitors?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's so great being able to see all the entire community in person and having to chat. It's been an amazing time.
As you just saw moments ago, LeadingAI just wrapped up, ends up in the 8th spot, 17.684, so that bumps Jaffy out of the top 8. LeadingAI now with that 17.684, the slowest of the 8 that at the moment are quick enough to move on to the round of 8. Now, Nathan, your story is really interesting. Most of our competitors here, they are in their professional lives, and many of them use ML in their professional lives. You, though, you're still a student, but competing against people who have been doing this for quite a while. How have you been able to find success so quickly?
Yeah, that's right. It's really just been a fun experience. I'm just doing it because I really enjoy it. Really, I've been spending a lot of time on this, just racing and trying different things. Really, it's just trying things out and taking risks, and it's just such a rewarding experience to have these successes come out.
What was your introduction to DeepRacer?
Yeah, so January of 2021 is when I was introduced to this. Actually, LeadingAI, which
We just
raced,
saw, yeah.
my coach, Coach Jacky.
Okay.
He introduced me to DeepRacer, and this program has been the first time I've ever got my hands on machine learning. My first time coding even. So and I found it to be really enjoyable. So here I am now.
What are your plans for the future? What are you studying? What are you hoping to do when you get through school?
Yeah, I do want to pursue a computer science degree. Maybe in the future work for one of the big tech companies. Maybe even start a new startup with machine learning. The sky's the limit, I guess.
It certainly is. Hey, if you're hiring and you're a big tech company, you're going to want to keep your eyes on this guy, Nathan Liang, one of the top ML developers within the DeepRacer community, still just a college student, a high school student 1 year ago when you were a finalist. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly, fantastic job to get here to the round of 32. Best of luck when you take to the track here in a little while.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ryan.
My pleasure. Pleasure to meet you as well. I know we've done a lot virtually, but great to see you in person here at
Great
reInvent.
to see you too. Yeah.
All right, so we just saw his coach on the track a few moments ago. We're about to see our next tranche of developers